First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse.
Start at verse 3. For when they shall say,
Peace and safety,
and sudden destruction
cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Mr. Allah. Let me get the camera. Before I begin, I want to start off giving all praises, honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kabbalah. Alright, the one of the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, peace.
and salutations unto the elect. All right.
And today's lesson is going to be on this article right here.
This article. Let me show you.
First, I know it's in reverse, but I'm gonna read it. It says, at BRICS summit, Putin welcomes Trump's comments on ending war in Ukraine. What's like it? On ending Ukraine war.
All right. Salakia.
All right, and this has been brewing for a while. Ukraine versus Russia. Okay, and they've been going at it since I was still in high school, which was like two years ago already. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I just want to bring this out because this is a sense of peace. Okay, so that's why I opened up with First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Who is them? The people who are unaware, all right, who don't believe in this thing of ours, all right. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? So when a lady is pregnant with a child, she has these contractions, she has these she's in pain, she's in labor, what they call it. Okay, because it's a hard thing to go through. If when my mom was pregnant with my youngest sibling, she was always in travail towards the ending of the pregnancy. All right, and that's Babylon is towards the ending of her pregnancy, right? And really the end of her kingdom. But when you read up, this is First Thessalonians 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right? So this day is going to come as a thief in the night. All right? Meaning it's unexpected. All right? So, brothers, don't be discouraged, when shit like this pops up. It says at BRICS summit, Putin welcomes Trump's war on Trump's comments on ending Ukraine war. Okay, so I'm gonna read a bit of this article, and this lesson shouldn't be too long. Just want to make something up, or make a quick lesson, quick hit, before I get to doing some of my homework. But it says Russian President Vladimir Putin has welcomed comments by U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump on his desire to end the Ukraine conflict as sincere as he concluded a summit of the BRICS bloc of developing economics in the city of Kazan, Russia. All right. So really, at this point, everybody's voting for Trump. I look outside, I see a bunch of Trump flags. A whole bunch. Trump has a lot of supporters. Okay, and this is a very California is known for being very democratic. All right, very democratic.
Salakia.
Very democratic state. So you would assume that California has more support for Kamala Harris, but that's just not the case. But really, they're both you know how it is.
Putin also warned
The West illusion to think Moscow could be defeated on the battle, and that any peace deal would have to recognize Russia's control of large areas of Ukraine's territory. Alright, putting faced cause at the summit for some of the Russia's more important allies for fighting the Ukraine to end.
Trump has repeatedly
Expressed skepticism over Washington's multi-billionaire aid to Ukraine, claimed that if elected, he could end the fighting in a matter of hours. Right, so that's why people are voting for Trump. When I'm on YouTube Shorts, I see a lot of people who are like, debating, how do you say, debating Democrats and how they go back and forth, and eventually people are, swaying towards Trump. Okay, and it says, Putin
said Trump spoke about his
desire to do everything to end the conflict in Ukraine. I think he is being sincere. Of course, we welcome statements like this, however they come from, or whoever they come from. Alright. Let me turn this light on, bro. I look so ominous. So actually, I got a lamp. Give me 1 second. That is so much better. Salaki, our camera looks so damn ominous though. I couldn't help but laugh when I looked at the camera. But Salaki for that. It says, relating on the ground, leaders of the representatives of 36 countries attended a 3-day BRICS summit, including Chinese President Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, highlighting the failure of U.S.-led efforts to isolate Russia over its action in Ukraine. Okay, so people are already blaming America. People are already blaming this place because at the end of the day, the Lord said that uh, the nations have drunken and are mad. All right, this is Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, 51 and verse 5. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah his power. Of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai of hosts, through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. And the Holy One of Israel is Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay. Fleeing out of the midst of Babylon, and delivering every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. Alright, and Lord is all capitals, so that's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Right, the nations are mad at Babylon. Okay, because this place is wicked.
Western civilization
Has made you forget how things used to roll. In the ancient days. They made you forget how the Lord's commandments. Okay, that's where our people are all type of wicked. And it's a sad sight. It's a sad sight because we see these things. We go out there. And we try to tell them. What they going off, and they just don't listen. But we already know why that's the case. Okay, that's a whole other lesson in itself.
The Kremlin
leader said Moscow was open to considering peace initiatives and welcoming BRICS leader offering to mediate.
He said any deal
must consider the realities on the ground, a reference to Ukrainian territory controlled by Russian forces, We are ready to look at any proposal for peace negotiating that are based on the realities on the ground. We won't accept anything else, he said. Putin has previously demanded, I don't know how to say that, uh, Kiev
Kiev, effect.
effectively contemplating by pulling its troops back as precondition to ceasefire talks. Okay,
And goes on to say,
a call for end to wars in Middle East. All right, the meeting of the first visit to Russia from UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in more than 2 years, which drew on angry reaction from the Ukrainian government. Okay,
okay, Guterres called
called for a just peace in
Ukraine in line with the
UN Charter, international law, and General Assembly resolutions. He also argued an immediate end to fighting in Gaza, Lebanon, and Sudan. Right, and that's a picture of them.
they're trying to make it focus.
Okay, that's a
Picture.
Okay, it says Russia opposition figure Yulia Navalny criticized Guterres for meeting Putin. It was the third year of the war, and the UN Secretary General was shaking hands with a murderer, Navalny said on X, posting a photo of Putin greeting Guterres. Other world leaders at the summit also called for an end to Israel's wars in Lebanon and Gaza, with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas saying Israel was trying to starve civilians in Gaza and force them to flee the territory. Chinese President Xi Jinping warned about serious challenges in the world and said he hoped BRICS countries could be a stabilizing force for peace. Okay, we need to continue to push for a ceasefire in Gaza, relaunching the two-state solution, and stop the spread of war in Lebanon. There should be no more suffering and destruction in Palestine and Lebanon, Sai said.
Okay, this is the book of Revelation, chapter.
Chapter 17 and verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show you unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay, what's that great whore? Babylon the Great. Okay, whom with the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Right. So the nations are drunk from the Western civilization. That's why everybody wants to be like Babylon. All right. That's why people from other nations come here, because it's the greatest nation of all time or whatever. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman spit unto a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornications. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Right, Babylon the Great, man. Babylon the Great. This place is going down. Okay.
This place is going down. Okay, the great whore.
This is what I'm gonna call this lesson. The Great Whore is fallen. Okay.
And I saw the woman
Drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the Martians of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest, and is not of Slakin, and shall ascend out the bottomless pit, and go in perdition, and It's like from the foundation of the earth, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is, and he
Here is the mind.
which hath wisdom, the seven head and seven mountains on which the woman sitteth.
There are 7 kings.
Five are fallen, and one is, and the other one is yet come. And he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is eighth
And is
of the seven, and goeth into perdition.
perdition. Slakia. All right.
Let me just skip. I want to skip to the point.
Mm. Okay, right here. All
Okay, let me just finish it. I'm almost done, anyways. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, right? Which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. All right. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Okay. So these other nations are gonna try to come together, and try to take on the Lord. Okay. And I'm gonna read that right now. Verse 14. And these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right. So I'm reading this straight out the Bible, man. Right here. I know you can't see it, but if you want to read it yourself, it's Revelations, chapter 17. And if I recommend the whole book as I just read, but verse 14.
Okay, so these.
Nations are going to try to make war with the Lord, because they're going to see this, they're going to see a whole bunch of chariots coming out, and, the fucking thunder and shit, It's going to be epic, And, our brothers can't wait, man. We can't wait, till this place gets fucked up. All right. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whores sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 whores which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? So these nations are going to turn against Babylon. These nations are going to turn against Babylon. That's why it says, all ye that bend the bow, shoot your arrows at her, roughly paraphrasing. And those arrows are a nuclear missile. All right. Give me 1 second. I hear the door knocking. Don't come in my room right now. Why? Don't. Are you just in there? No. I heard the knock. Sorry about that. I had to open my sister. But it says, verse
17. For Yahweh hath put in
her hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Lord shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the hearts of the earth. So right, according to prophecy, which is gonna come true, it's gonna come to pass. America is gonna be destroyed with thermonuclear fire. Okay, we read it. That fire that it says in verse 16 is gonna be those nuclear fires. Okay, and these nations are gonna go against Babylon the Great. All right, so with that, Lord willing was edifying. I just wanted to bring it up. Just because it's seems as peace and safety right now. This day is gonna come as a thief in the night. All right, and with that, I'm gonna say shalom.